I started hiking in 2005. My first real hike was with my father, and we hiked High Rock Lookout. From then on, I was hooked. In 2015, I really started getting into hiking, and thus far, I've hiked over 1,350 miles on the trails in Washington, Hawaii, Utah, and California. I've summited Mount Baker as well as 60 smaller peaks in Washington State, and I have visited over 50 alpine lakes. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd thru-hike the Enchantments. Commitments like this take a little time and research. With the right crew and the right conditions, thru-hikes can be amazing. Today, it was going to be a high of 91 degrees with sunny skies. I knew it was probably going to be a huge undertaking to accomplish this thru-hike, but I had two of the toughest friends on planet Earth with me, and the three of us were on a mission. This isn't a trip report of conditions or a guide of how to get through the Enchantments step-by-step approach, no pun intended. This is a story of how three brothers set out on a mission of a lifetime to accomplish arguably the toughest thru-hike in Washington State. We've been planning this since 2024. I've had this thru-hike on my bucket list since 2015, 10 years in the making. We planned to go for it last year, but I ended up pulling the plug on my end due to nerves and not feeling like I could do it. The plans to go on August 24th were in the works. Plans finalized, gear check, alarm sets. We were a go. My alarm went off at 2 a.m. I rolled around all night trying to get some sleep, but it was a lost cause. Nerves and anxiety, I rolled out of bed, splashed some water in my face, turned on the coffee pot, and ate my bowl of cereal. A quick text to the boys, I'm up. The Forerunner's tires screeched into the driveway at 3:37 a.m. I tossed my bag in the back, climbed into the rig, fist bumped the boys, and we were off like a bat out of hell down Highway 2 towards Leavenworth.
So we came behind that mountain right there.
Silence in the truck until a few miles down the road as we all dug the sleep out of our eyes and slapped ourselves in the face. A small smirk curved on my lips. So what's up? We're all doing this, I exclaimed. Laughter erupted. A few expletives. Excitement filled the cab as the tires ripped down the pavement on the highway. That V8 was pumping. All gas, no brakes. Pulling into the Snow Lakes trailhead gives you sort of a real gut punch. Like this is the last point where you get to be comfortable. But seeing all the other thru-hikers, backpackers, and climbers around you brings a reality into the place. We all get to suffer together. We loaded our bags up, and we, plus 6 other people, loaded into the shuttle. An 18-seat passenger van rumbled up the Stuart Lake trailhead. We unloaded, passing our gratitude to the driver. The sun just starting to rise at 5:50 a.m. Hordes of people at the trailhead, too many to count. Everyone gawking at the Travis Decker signage plastered on the trailhead reader board. Too early to be concerned or too naive to care. People simply walked by without much expression. People scribbled on their day permits, passing the pencil around as more people lined up to fill one out. We simply bypassed a step. The line was long and ever growing. Almost to the top of Aasgard. The boys in the back. About 25 more minutes on Aasgard and then we'll be in the core. living our best life. I set the pace for Kolchak. We set a lofty goal to reach the lake in 3 hours, a slow enough pace to give us ample energy to climb the infamous Aasgard Pass. And to our surprise, we reached the pristine lake in 2 hours, 15 minutes. Industry standard, I yelled to the group. We passed by several campsites on our way up to the base of Aasgard. Campers were just waking up. The sound of tents unzipping, jet boils firing up, and the murmurs of good morning filled the air. Kolchak was about to get busy. Kolchak is the unofficial party town USA. It's famous due to the social media, and it gets lots of attention. So much attention that it's been in the news recently as inundated with trash, overflowing pit toilets, wild parties, out of control goats, and cat-calling marmots. It's the mecca of backpacking. It's the center of the universe for challenging peak bagging adventures. And it's the gateway to the most punishing thru-hike you'll ever attempt in Washington state. Thus the crowds. What lay ahead of us was a 2,000-foot vertical wall of boulders, loose scree, and a pick-your-own-adventure format in just 3/4 of a mile. A true testament to our endurance and sheer willpower to make it into the beloved core. The sun was just starting to rise above the massive granite peaks and towers to our left, so we knew we had to work fast to avoid getting beaten down by the 80+ degree heat that was forthcoming. You couldn't do enough calf raises or stair steppers in the gym to prepare you for this climb, but it wouldn't hurt to do a few hundred reps a week for a month on end to prepare you physically. But mentally, you just had to put your head down and grind through nature's most punishing leg day. Entering the core after enduring the pain and torture from the 2-hour arduous climb up Aasgard, my initial thought was, this is it? Barren landscape, massive granite boulders, and very little greenery to support any kind of life. To my right was massive protruding rock formations of Dragontail Peak with a glacier that was withering away like a melting ice cream cone on a hot summer day. To my left was just open land, smothered in dusty trails and barely any shade to hide from the unrelenting sunshine. We took shelter underneath a massive glacier erratic, which comfortably fit all 3 of us. Once my boots were off, I could feel a sense of relaxation, dismissing the notion of the upcoming 14 miles. I immersed myself in my breakfast bars and hydration packs. It was a welcome committee that was much needed. We gave ourselves a 30-minute lunch break here, just enjoying the solitude, the peacefulness, and the moment to say we were in the core of the Enchantments. Bragging rights, frankly speaking. As I laced my boots back up, I couldn't help to think just how much pain I was going to be in after hiking another 14 miles. 21 miles in total. Much of the views and the alpine lakes would take away some of the pain. Staying hydrated and taking some Advil would take some more pain away. But at the end of the day, 21 miles is 21 miles. As I sit here typing out this trip report with an achy back, sore feet, and sore calf muscles, I couldn't help to think about the ever-burning question, why? We, as hikers and climbers, peak baggers and backpackers, can only and honestly answer that question. We've all heard the term type 2 fun. It's painful and tormenting while doing it. The phrase is always swimming around in our heads in the moment. I'm never hiking this again, and I'll never do this kind of adventure again. But we always return. No matter how painful, no matter how unrelenting the terrain is, or how unforgiving the price of admission was, we always return. I had that moment during the last 2 miles stretch. We could see the glimmer of the end, which was Icicle Creek Road. We could see vehicle headlights. We could see lights on in homes and blinking red lights on radio towers. Civilization. The mountain continued to punish us with those never-ending switchbacks. We would get close, and then the trail would turn. We would then be walking in the opposite direction of the moment we get to pull our boots off of our sore feet and broken knees.
Remember that dude from Meat Eaters? Yeah, I think he ate one.
You lost your mommy?
Was taken from us time and time again. To crawl back into the forerunner with sore shoulders and dry throats, our eyelids heavy from lack of sleep. Then the trail would turn back towards the end. Our morale would build again. The bridge came into view, the last 50 feet. Then the trailhead reader board. Then the forerunner. It came into view, dark and alone. The taillights flashed as our esteemed driver hit the unlock button on the key fob. The end has finally come. We felt like we just survived a 16-car pileup on a freeway, crawling free from the wreckage. Our backs ached, knees punished, barely able to walk. It was 10 p.m. We quietly shut off our headlamps and we hugged. Not a word, just hugs. What we accomplished was nothing short of impossible. 1 dream, 3 bros. 21 miles, 16 hours.